Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for taking your time out of your busy schedules to join us, to join the CNCDA Foundation as we give you guys a bit of a roadmap for your young person in the automotive as they get ready to embark into a journey in the automotive industry. Again, we really appreciate it. We know that, the evening can be crazy, but we thank you so much for taking some time out your schedule. So, my name is Lewis Keys. I'm the CNCDA Foundation Program Manager. I'm super excited. We got some wonderful guests on tonight that are going to share some great perspectives, some great insight, and some things as it relates to helping your young person in the next steps as they get ready to move forward after high school and on forward into the automotive industry. Even if they're just interested or if they're just not sure if it's something they want to do, but they like to tinker with cars or they like to work on cars or whatever the case may be, this is a great place for them to start. So thank you, parents, for taking the initiative to get your young person, get information on behalf of your young person as they move forward in the next step. So as you can see, here's a quick overview of what the night is going to look like here online. We're not going to be in front of you long, right? But we just want to share a few things to kind of get your mind kind of churning, if you will, and just kind of get the ball rolling. Again, we're going to start off with a quick roadmap. And then I'm gonna pass it on, talking about some success stories, and then we're going to talk about what it looks like registering for community college and financial aid, things of that nature. We're going to talk about different OEM training programs, apprenticeship perspectives, and we're going to also hear from some of our Honda T10 students as well. So some of the panelists we're going to have on tonight that we're really excited to have before you. We're going to have Saul Garcia. He's part of the Skills Up program. We're going to also have Miss Felicia Palombi. She's with the CNCDA Foundation. She's the Industry Relations Manager. So we're really excited to have her again. Thank you so much. And so we also have Ms. Jasmine Arvina. Again, she's with AAG Apprentice Group. We have Maricela Grantillos. She's with AAG Apprentice Group. We have Hector as well. He's with Audi San Diego. And we have two Honda T10, Toyota T10 students that work at Downey. And we're really excited to have them. So this is going to be really exciting. We have Harrison and we have also Estuardo. So thank you guys so much. So without further ado, let's go into this roadmap. So let's talk a little bit about what this looks like, right? Because oftentimes we hear people say, oh, we want our young person to do this, we want this, but there's not really a roadmap of how to get there, right? Success doesn't just happen, but success is a strategic plan, a strategic roadmap into the next level. So first off, of course, your high school senior, they are getting ready to graduate. Some of them are getting ready to graduate here in the next week or so, next couple of weeks, some getting ready to graduate in the month of June. And so that's exciting. You have, again, I want to applaud all the parents online. Again, you guys have worked hard. They've done diligent work, but you have done diligent work as well, getting them to graduation, right? Getting them to school, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, making sure assignments are turned in, things of that nature. So again, we just want to applaud you. So the first step, again, getting them graduated and out of high school. And then the next step we talk about is enrolling them into community college. And we're going to talk about that a little bit, what that 1, 2, 3 looks like. But then also there are opportunities that if a student may not want to go the traditional college route, right? Maybe not a 4-year, even community college route. There is an opportunities for apprenticeships out there. And so we're going to have the AAG group. They're going to talk about that for a little bit. And then next steps is joining an internship. Now with CNCDA Foundation, we have an internship. We call it the Test Drive internship. And this internship is a 7-week internship. We have actually now got it to where it's going to be paid, right? A paid internship. And so when a student is in in community college, right? When they're in college and they are taking the automotive courses, okay. I want to pause for a second. Genesis, I'm hearing people say, I'm seeing messages, people saying that they can't hear anything. So we can work on that audio behind the scenes. So with internship, they they let us know that they're interested in being an intern, and they apply for the internship. And we find a local dealership near them, right? We find a local dealership near them where we place them into the internship for 7 weeks. And after that, the goal is to eventually, of course, be hired into that particular dealership. And we're going to talk about that and different programs that are available here in a bit. And then, of course, completing automotive program with their particular institution, and of course, leading to them ultimately becoming a master technician. And so this is what the roadmap looks like. This is just a brief overview of it, but we're going to talk about that here in a bit. So I want to first invite our first panelist, Mr. Saul Garcia, with the Skills Up program. And Mr. Saul, if you would just kind of introduce yourself briefly, and then we're going to get into a couple of just like 3 questions that you can help our parents with.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Congratulations to all the students graduating either this week, next week. Parents, congratulations. A little bit about myself, former teacher at high school for about 14 years. I also taught at the college level, community college, for 7 years as an adjunct, means part-time. I currently own my own automotive program. I'm the owner and founder of Skills Up program located here in Orange County. Throughout my past in high school, I've had students come in, freshmen, not knowing anything about, the automotive, kind of either scared of or interested in automotive, either their families in the automotive industry, and, the basics of automotive. Once they get the basics, they graduate, they start doing internships, they start getting the exposure of what the industry is like. What is it? How is the dealership setting? Will they like it, not like it? A lot of the unknown. So if there's any questions that you may have, trust me, if you're thinking of a question, there's another parent in here that's thinking about that same question. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Please ask. We're here for you guys. Students, if you guys have any questions, please ask. And yeah, that's, what else I miss, Louis?
No worries. That's one of the quick introduction before we get into some questions. And so one of the questions I have for you, Saul, if you can help the parents and even students who may be on, can you share a story of a student who came into the program kind of unsure about their future and they found success through this automotive pathway? Can you share a quick story about that?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the student that's in that picture, one right next to me to my right, one with the hat, his name is Eddie. He currently works at Fletcher Jones Mercedes-Benz. He came in as a 10th grader and didn't know nothing about automotive, and went through the automotive program, went through the safety training, the lift certifications, and got that little exposure of doing internship after school. What's very unique about internships or being a part of that program is you get, like I mentioned earlier, you get the hands-on, and the dealerships they're all family-based. Okay, you spend more time at that dealership from 8 to 5 than you actually with your family in the evenings and weekends. And that student builds friendships. They build a relationship with the shop foreman. They're the shop foreman at dealerships. They pretty much take them under their wing and watch over them. Make sure that they're finishing the modules, and make sure that they're finishing their task, not only the repairs but their online modules as well. And student, successfully finished it, and he wanted to continue doing it. And one of the tough requirements that in order to work at that dealership was you had to have at least one semester completed at a community college in an automotive class in order to get hired. So that student went to community college, Santa Ana College, and he took a regular basic automotive class. And after that semester, he went applied, and currently right now he's working. He's been there. He graduated 2017. As a matter of fact, June the 5th, he's getting a big scholarship from the community for recognizing him as a community, as a technician in the industry. And yeah, kudos to them, and many, many more. So there's a lot of great opportunities for y'all.
That's great. That's great. I think the last question, I think that's important you say that, just because again, there's opportunity there for students. And I guess my last question I have for you is, why do you believe these programs are important? Why do you believe in a program like this is important for a young person who is just trying to find their way right after high school, and even for parents seeking something for their student who, getting them to the next level? Why do you think these programs are important?
Times change. I'm a former ROPCT student, took automotive classes in high school, and I didn't have all this stuff when I graduated. And now students have these opportunities. There's scholarships, there's tool scholarships, and I keep on saying there's opportunities. But one of the stuff that students can go out and they're not stuck in one simple position like an apprentice, an express tech. They grow within the dealership with certifications. The slide before, it was a master certified technician. You don't have to, but you gain certification as you go. And what does that mean? That means more money. You get more in your salary. Your paycheck gets bigger. So.
Wonderful. That's great. Again, Saul, thank you so much. We appreciate you for joining in and sharing that insight. Again, parents, just catch that. That's some great insight there. Next, I'm going to share myself. I want to share a little bit about registering for a community college and the different steps. So obviously, when you get ready, when students are ready to go to the next level and they're saying, okay, well, great, maybe I do want to go into automotive. And they say, well, what's that next level or that next step look like? And so the first step is, of course, getting enrolled into a community college. And with that, I'll just give you the simple 1, 2, 3 kind of breakdown with that. The first step with getting them into community college, first and foremost, applying, right? They have to apply. Right, they have to get on the website and apply for the college that's near their home. Right, if you look online, there are tons of colleges that are near in various areas. Right, looking for colleges near their homes. Right, and then once they apply, then get accepted. Of course, right, being accepted, and then 3, doing the financial aid process. Colleges nowadays, I will say, local community colleges have phenomenal people in the front offices that help students get the process rolling with financial aid and helping walk parents as well as students through a step-by-step. Even when you go into the FAFSA websites, there are step-by-step processes that help you, that make it very simple, that make it very easy to get things moving. So registering for college, right? Applying for college, being accepted, starting the financial aid process, and then the last step is speaking with their counselor that they have at the community college, because each college will assign the student a counselor or an advisor, right? And speaking with that advisor and getting them enrolled in the proper automotive courses that they can take to get them into completing the automotive program. So that is the very simple steps of getting your students into community college. Again, applying for college, right? Being accepted, starting the financial aid process, and getting with their advisor and being enrolled in the correct college courses. So that's a very simple process. But next, I want to pass it to Ms. Felicia Palombi, again, our industry relations manager with CNCDA Foundation. And I'd love for her to talk a little bit more about OEM training programs that are available to students. Felicia, take it away.
Thanks, Louis. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll enlighten you a little bit. So in line with what Louis was just talking about, so you get registered, that's what you want to do. You get into the auto tech programs. Another piece of that is manufacturer programs. So they're referred to often as just OEM, which is original equipment manufacturer. So if you or your child has a specific brand that they are really into and passionate about, you can find those programs at the community colleges. Generally, you can search for it and on our website. So if there's something, let's just say, an example, we have some T10 students on this call. That is what they did. They basically sought out the T10 program. And essentially what that is the manufacturers work directly with the community colleges and in partnership with the local dealerships. And it's essentially a unique training skill set for that specific brand. But along with what Saul was talking about, certifications and moving up, etc., your child, student, or you, whoever it is, can actually work within that manufacturer to become a certified tech for Toyota as an example, simply because they're on the call. But any one of the manufacturers, we have all of this information on our website. This is kind of a hidden gem. I've been in this industry for 40 years. I know about it, but I know that it is not well known. I believe in this because it is a way to move up much faster. Basically, the bottom line of that is the school is working with the OEM. Both are working with the dealerships. So there's usually some paid internships or apprenticeships that are happening, on the job training, continued development, certification, etc. You're getting hands-on experience in a dealership who is more than happy to help you, because that is essentially building their pipeline of experienced technicians down the road. In the state of California right now, we have 1,440 new car franchise dealers. Every single one of them could put 3 mechanics to work tomorrow. That's a huge number. There's such demand for this. 74% of working technicians right now make double minimum wage within 2 years. So it's huge. These programs are just not widely talked about, and we're happy to do that and push these out there, any one of them. We don't have a loyalty to any single one. We want the students to excel. We want this problem of this lack of technicians out there to be resolved. It helps everybody. So essentially, in a nutshell, these recruiting pipelines are super important. Getting the hands-on, on-the-job training with mentorships at a dealership, internships, on-the-job training, huge. Again, go to our website, take a look at any one of these programs. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll make sure that all of our info is provided. We're happy to help. We're happy to find a specific college for you or let you know what programs are where, because these programs are, not everywhere. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully that was helpful.
Wonderful. Thank you, Felicia. That was great. Thank you so much. Again, like Felicia said, visit our website, and we'll give that information here at the end so you can catch some more insight. And again, we can give you more information about these programs. So again, Felicia, thank you so much. And so if we go to we're going to go to the next slide here, and we're going to hear from our friends at AAG. And so I would love for them to come online to show their faces on camera. Miss Jasmine, Maricela, and Hector, if you would show your faces here. And I would love for you to introduce yourselves real quick. And then I'm just going to ask you guys a couple questions and just give some insight to parents and some things that they might need to hear. So Jasmine, take it away.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm the apprentice manager for Los Angeles and Orange County. And then we have Maricela over here.
Hi, yes. I am also its manager for and based out of the San Diego region.
Hello, my name is Hector Casillas. I'm the Audi San Diego.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. If you guys are able, if you can, let them see your beautiful, wonderful faces. All right. If not, it's totally okay. All right. So we just real quick. So let me ask you guys a question. Can you talk about the benefits of learning while quote unquote earning, and how apprenticeships prepare students for long-term successes? Can you guys share a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. So apprentice, apprenticeship makes it a little easier for not the average over, so that you can go to school, the apprenticeship, as well as work full time, so that you're able to make money for your family or your livelihood, as well as be able to learn and gain a skill that some can't go to college during the day and they have to go to work, things like that. So it helps alternate that a little bit.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, and can you tell us, Hector, can you tell us a little bit about your experience being with AAG as an apprentice? Tell us a little bit about your experiences, as well as some highlights that you can share with parents and reasons why they should encourage their student to go that pathway.
Okay, yeah. My experience so far has been really great. Actually, I've been learning so much, especially because it's been more hands on, and I do way better instead of like crammed up in a classroom learning in a book. I'm more of a hands on person, so I really enjoy it. And if I were to pass on something to apprentices, future apprentices, I'll just say have a good attitude and have fun as you go. This is it's a life experience that you don't want to miss out on.
That's great. That's great. No, I think that that's impactful there. It is something that they don't want to miss out on. I think one of the things I would ask is how has, and this is for everyone there, if you could tell us a little bit about AAG, but then also tell us how the apprenticeship pathway has helped you grow, but also you've seen it help other students to grow. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Let's see. Well, so far because it is kind of a fairly new um, apprenticeship, at least for me. It haven't really seen much of any other, but for me alone, just the supportiveness of the employees or the AAG staff has been very impactful on me because before I started all this, my motivation was like really low, and just meeting all these people, they're just pushing me to be able to do more, and I believe them, and now I'm here. I'm really happy where I'm at, and just the support from them has been amazing.
That's wonderful. Maricela, I'm going to give this one to you and I kind of wrap us up here on you all's part. What advice would you give to a student who may not see the traditional 4-year route as their route, right? It may not be the right fit for them. Or what advice would you give to a parent who says my student is just may not be ready for the traditional 4-year route, but I know they have potential? What advice would you give to them and what steps would you give to them to take next?
Sure. So I know that one of the biggest things is there's a tradition of when you go to you graduate high school, you're expected to go to a 4-year college. But a lot of individuals don't have that opportunity, whether they need to start working full time or they can't afford it. Financial aid is difficult to obtain. And so apprenticeships, such as like AAG, um, we are a free tuition, no cost to the individual, and it's a great apprenticeship. And so one of the things that I really would say for individuals that are looking for this opportunity or looking for the non-traditional for college route, they set you up in terms of your professional development, and that goes from soft skills to learning the actual hard skills of the job that you're doing, to getting the coaching and the investments from whichever dealership or company that is investing in you. Apprenticeships is the great route. So it's the new it, I would say. And so I definitely would say reach out to your local local networks, local schools, and see what connections they've already obtained with different apprenticeships, and start with the conversation. Apprenticeship starts with a simple conversation and it goes from there. So I think if as community partners and are available, reaching out to your school counselors is also another option as well, to obtain those resources and tools.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. We greatly appreciate you all. Again, parents, again, listen in. Again, that's great insight right there. Just another opportunity, another pathway for your student. And so lastly, I want to transition to students who are currently working at a dealership, but they're part of one of those programs that we mentioned earlier. We have Estuardo and we have Harrison. If you guys would turn your cameras on so let everyone see your awesome faces. Wonderful. And so I want them to quickly introduce themselves, and then I'll go. Then they can share a little bit about themselves, and then I'll just ask them a few questions, and then we'll wrap up.
All right. Hopefully the audio is working. We're in class right now, so audio might not be the best. But my name is Harrison. I've been working at a dealer since January of this year. We're going to be starting our second year of this T10 program, and having a blast right now.
So my name is Estuardo. I've been working at a dealer for about a year and some change. Also a first-year T10 student. We both work at the same dealership, Penske Toyota. And so far, it's been pretty good.
Awesome. Wonderful. So let me ask you guys a question. So what made you decide to join the Toyota T10 program? Tell us about that. What made you want to do that?
You okay if I do this one?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I have a 2-year business degree from another college. I applied to over 100 jobs using that business degree. Didn't get a single one. I got a part-time job at an amusement park. I wasn't doing anything that I quite enjoyed there. And I ran into somebody that was a part of the T10 program. It got them a job at a dealership within their first 4 or 5 months. And I went to the orientation for the program. They gave me the pitch of everything that it could do for me, all the benefits and all of the amazing activities and stuff that I could get out of it. And I just never looked back.
Wonderful. No, that's great. That's wonderful. Eduardo, what about you? What made you decide to join the program?
So for me, I came from an automotive background. My uncle has his own shop. He works on cars. All of my uncles do. So I kind of had that already in me. But quickly, I graduated high school. I was always told to go to college, a 4-year. I tried that at a community over in Santa Monica, and I quickly found out that wasn't for me. So I joined Penske Toyota, and I met some T10 students there, and they actually pitched me the idea for T10, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that out. So I went ahead, joined the orientation. They explained to me how I could get my ESCs, because that's very important for Toyota. They also showed me all the different knowledge and everything I could learn, and it would kind of jumpstart my career. And from then on, it's been a blast. It's been really good.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let me ask you both, what has been the most exciting or rewarding part of being a part of this program, right? What is something if parents are listening, right? Because parents want to know, okay, well, what are you getting out of this? What has been the most exciting or most rewarding part of being a part of this?
Yeah. So for me, I'm already, like I said, a year in. But recently, a month ago, I got promoted. I'm already on the flat rate system. I have 2 ESCs right now, on my way to get my 3rd. I am getting paid really good money at the young age of 22. And I'm already seeing a lot of the benefits. Everything that they're teaching us at the school, I am applying it at the dealership, a lot of diagnosis, brakes, which is what we're doing right now. I'm able to diagnose brakes like a god. So far, it's been really, really rewarding financially. And knowledge-wise as well, I've learned a lot that I can apply at the dealer.
Awesome. Harrison, how about you?
Honestly, I would just piggyback off of what he said. Since we're both working at the same dealer, I haven't gotten promoted just yet because I don't have as much experience as Estuardo does due to him having a year and a half and I only have a half. But I've been able to help out the other technicians. I'm at the bottom of the food chain. I'm at the lube tech. He's maintenance. He's the next one above me. And part of my job is when I get a car in, I have to inspect everything about it. I'm really good at diagnosing like stuff that's bad with the brakes, so I can go ahead and do those recommendations. So people like Estuardo can do those services within the same day. So if I wasn't in the T10 program, I would just look at that rotor and just be like, oh, that looks fine to me. But with all my experience so far from the brakes class that we're currently in, I'm able to diagnose it and say like, oh, well, this has heat spots due to this, this, and this. I'm going to recommend this type of service. And then if it sells, a technician like Estuardo is able to do it and do the repair for that customer so that they have a brand new working Toyota at the end of the day.
Awesome. That's great. Last question, real quick. For parents who may be unsure about the industry or helping their young person get into the industry, right? What advice would you give them? What would you want them to know about just the opportunities within the industry, even with T10 and whatnot? What would you want parents to know to kind of put them at ease? What would you say?
So, from the dealership perspective, I haven't seen any other place where it's linear, being able to be moved up. Like I said, I've only been there for like about a year and some change, and I'm already moved up to a flat rate system. I have heard a lot of people who just graduated from college, a lot of people that I know, and are still struggling to find jobs. And I'm over at my dealership, and there's a bunch of people getting hired, a bunch of people getting moved up. It just seems like our jobs just keep growing and growing.
I would say something very similar to that. Like, even though I've only been there since January, I've assumed the role of a trainer, and I've been training all these new guys that have been hired in the last 2 months, just because of how much turnover there is in this industry. I mean, as it was mentioned earlier, every manufacturer could hire 3 techs right now. We're seeing that at our dealership too. There's definitely job openings. I've never seen an industry like so needy for people to come in with experience. And with the T10 and just any other manufacturer that offers a manufacturer-based training course, like the Honda PACT program, I know off the top of my head. I know GM has something similar. With Toyota, any dealership that you go to and you say that you're part of that program, they look at that a lot more highly than any other applicant. I know that during my interview that I did back in November and I got hired in December, at my interview, there were people that were already in the industry for a year or two more than me. I had no experience, but they were willing to take the risk on me because I'm taking the manufacturer-based training through the T10 program, and they know that I'm dedicated to the program by being a part of it in the first place, over than somebody that was maybe at a different manufacturer trying to move into Toyota.
It's also very financially rewarding as well. It is the money's there. I want to say the money is there.
Definitely.
I love it. I love to hear it. That's honest. That's honest, and that's real. That's what parents need to know. And last thing I'll ask here, it's a great thing I want us to make sure we bring up. How important, what would you tell parents the importance of their students' driving record is? How important is that?
So it is very, very important because the dealers have to make sure you're insurable. And not only that, but it also shows that outside of your job, you can drive like a civilian, you could drive very well. It is very important in the hiring process because a DUI, it's over. There's no dealership that will hire you with a DUI. Minor accidents, maybe, but employable driving record is one of the most important things. And the orientation for T10, it is something that they nail us on the head that, hey, you need to have a good driving record before you even try to do our boot camp, because no dealership is going to hire you with a bad driving record. It is very important. Part
of the boot camp, pre-boot camp, to even get into the program, you have to come in with a driving record just for the instructors to oversee it and make sure that if they were to move you through the boot camp, that you would actually be able to be hireable instead of wasting their time on somebody that might have a DUI or like a really bad accident that's their fault. If they get into the boot camp and a dealer doesn't hire them, they're practically just a wasted space. So having a really good driving record is very beneficial. Like, as I sort of said, you have to be insurable, because also part of our job is when we get a ticket to do a repair on a car, like if it's a lube service, a tire rotation, something like that, we still have to get the car into our shop. Nobody drives the car in for you. at least at our dealership, I don't know if that's the word for anything else, but for our dealership, we have to go out into the parking lot where the customer cars are, grab the customer car, and we have to be able to know how to drive it safely into our bay to be able to work on it. Otherwise, you would just be, I guess, mopping the floors or something like that.
That's great. That's great insight. So again, parents, we just want to make sure that that part of that insight was given. You know, we want to make sure we're honest, right? And so, thank you guys. Thank you, Harrison. Thank you, Swardo. We greatly appreciate it. As we get ready to close here, I want to make sure that you guys know, everyone knows that if you have any questions, or if you're interested in these programs, you're like, hey, this is some good information, I want to know more, you can always visit our website, CNCDA Foundation, right? You can visit our website and it has all of that information there as well. Again, as you see there in the picture, for the drop down, information about apprenticeships, pre-apprenticeships, even internship, things of that nature, right? And then again, like Felicia Palombi said earlier, if you just want information about how to get these programs, as well as our automotive technology career days, about internships, what that looks like, even about getting connected with a community college near you, we are here to help. We are a hidden gem. That's what I like to call CNCDA Foundation. We are a hidden gem, and we are here to help you. And of course, please follow us on our socials, on our social media, CNCDA Foundation. Please check us out on all social media platforms, right? On our Instagram, on LinkedIn as well. Okay, so we would love to hear from you all. If you all have any questions, I'm going to give a time now in the chat. We have a chat here. We have Q&A section as well. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put those in the chat. We're here to answer those. So I'll take a moment to do that. Okay. All righty. So again, also, if you're wondering like, well, hey, this was great. I would love to get this information. Again, I want the slides, right? I'm not able to screenshot the slides, screenshot the socials or whatnot. Okay. Please reach out to us via email. Okay. We would love to answer your questions. We'd love to get this information to you as well. So thank you all to all of our panelists. Saul, thank you so much. Felicia Palombi, thank you so much. We thank you, Maricela. We appreciate you, Hector. We appreciate you, Jasmine. Thank you again, Eduardo. To Harrison, we appreciate you as well, and also to our marketing director in the background, Ms. Genesis Flores. Thank you so much for helping out creating these beautiful slides. Thank you all, parents, for taking your time out of your schedules. We appreciate you, and have a great rest of your evening.